What is going on, Angry Faithful? What is up? How's everyone doing on this Thursday? It's no time to begin the sports show. And there's a new little feature that I found on the old StreamYard here that allows me to set up the intro and the outro. So I tried that out. It was pretty cool. At least it seemed to work. So that's pretty sweet. I like that. Let me get all my other stuff set up here, guys. I hope everybody's enjoying the day. I look forward to this part of my day. And I don't know if you look forward to it as much as I do, but I'm glad to be here. Every day is a blessing. You got to be thankful for everything, even the things that you might not necessarily like. Okay? You still have to be grateful. That's how you learn how to appreciate things. I'm just about getting ready to set the music up here, guys. That background beat that everybody loves. There we go. If you haven't done so already, guys, please subscribe to the channel. And if you like the videos, hit that like button. Notification bell if you don't want to miss out on anything. And last but not least, share. Because that's what friends do. They share. Sharing is very important. You know, breaks my heart. I'm going to start with baseball. Royals lost to the Yankees. It was a good game. The last two games, they dropped to them. And, well, not the last two. They dropped the first one. They won the second one. They dropped yesterday. I think that the moment was probably a little bit bigger than what they were ready to face. I think that today is going to be a different story. I think the Royals are going to come out on top. Matter of fact, I'll make a bold prediction and go as far as to say, and I'm not basing this on emotion. I'm basing this on the fact that the Yankees have a tendency, a streak, if you will, to drop two in a row. And I think that the Royals are going to be able to take that and run with it and be able to go ahead and win the next two games to advance to the American League Championship Series. Also, the Tigers, they went ahead. They took care of business. They're one game away from advancing to the ALCS. They're going to be facing the Guardians here this afternoon. Hats off and congratulations to the Mets and the Mets faithful out there as the Mets beat the Philadelphia Philly Cheesesteaks to advance to the National League Championship Series. And then tomorrow, we're going to see what happens. We're going to see what happens, We're going to have a winner, we're going to have a loser. And whether or not we're going to see the Padres or we're going to see the Dodgers, we're going to see some good baseball, and we're going to see a team from California go in to New York and vice versa. So we'll see what happens in that series. It's either going to be a California or a New York team that's going to be representing the NL, National League, for those that didn't know. Hello, new viewers. Welcome. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. So the Royals, they got to make up for it. They got to win out today, go back to New York, and then win out again. And that, Saturday's going to be the next game for that. So we'll see if the Guardians are going to make it a 5-game series or whether or not they're going to fold like a deck of cards. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I think it's going to be interesting any way it goes. So we'll take a look. And I got my predictions. I think that the Tigers are going to go ahead and take the Guardians in advance, but that's just me and wishful thinking. And then as far as the Padres and the Dodgers go, I think that the Dodgers are probably going to take that in advance, but who knows? We're going to find out tomorrow, and any way it goes, it's going to be a great series to watch, whether it goes 5 games in this New York series or whether New York is able to win today. And it is a possibility, of course, that the Royals season is going to be over, but we hope not. So we'll see. The Thursday night football game. We've got the 49ers traveling to the Pacific Northwest to face Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks. I'll tell you, there's probably, historically they've always been fun to watch. They're division rivals, at least modern era wise. I remember when the AFC had the Seahawks in it and they were in the same division as the Chiefs were. And that was perfectly fine. It was always exciting. Back then we had Brian Bosworth. Dave Craig was the longtime quarterback of the Seahawks. They played in the Kingdome. And, the Seahawks, they had, they had some pretty good squads. They had some good players. They had Kurt Warner. No. Not the quarterback Kurt Warner. This was a different Kurt Warner. He was a running back, a black guy even. So nothing at all like Kurt Warner for the Rams and Giants and Cardinals and some other teams here and there, if I'm not mistaken, that he journeyed around the country with during his stint in the NFL and in football in general with the Barnstormers. And I'm talking about the white Kurt Warner at this point. But yeah, I recall the Seahawks being in the AFC West, and I remember one game in particular that really stands out. What was it? What year? 90. I want to say it was 91 or 93. But Derek Thomas sacked Dave Craig, and he was one sack short of the NFL record at that time. And it was an awesome game. And if I'm not mistaken, the Seahawks ended up winning that game, even though he had a hell of a game, hell of a day. And number 58 is always going to be missed here in Kansas City. So, yeah, me reminiscing, that's the past. The stuff that people are trying to forget about and pretend it never happened. Well, not here. We don't operate like that. We're going to remember the past, and we're going to continue to bring it up, and we're going to continue to talk about it because it's important. I'll tell you that coming up after we get done talking a little bit more football, we're going to look at some cards, and then I'm going to give you a take on what's going on in the sports world, and then I'm going to finish off things with LeBron James segment that I think you'll enjoy.
You better quit playing with me. Rawr.
Tiger, you know I wouldn't play with you, man. Come on. I'm serious. I'm always serious. And when I get serious, I get deep into the topics.
That's it, boy. Get in there nice and deep like.
So we're going to make sure that we go over it. But anyway, back to tonight's matchup. San Francisco, they lost to the Cardinals last week. I don't think the Cardinals are a bad team, but I don't necessarily think that San Francisco is as good of a team as advertised. And I think that we're seeing the chinks in that Shanahan armor, if you will. Maybe it's getting a little dull of sorts to where it's time to do something a little different. And I'm not talking about a quarterback change. No. Not what the Raiders did by taking out Gardner Minshew and then putting in Aiden O'Connell to try to give him a spark as though that was going to be the answer and solution that they were looking for.
You ever had your shit pushed in? Your shit pushed in. Simple question. Nah? No.
No. Yeah. I'll tell you, putting in Aiden O'Connell when Gardner Minshew was 1 and 2 as far as passes for interceptions, passes for touchdowns versus passes for interceptions. And then you put in Aiden O'Connell, which was no touchdowns and 1 interception. I understand you wanted to get a spark, but Antonio Pierce, you need to be a little bit more patient. And to make it even worse, it was against the Broncos. The Broncos?
Not observing quiet hours? Well, they can just suck my quiet cock!
Yeah, the Broncos. Who loses to the Broncos?
Big man with a briefcase. What, do you think you're better than me?
Yeah, sad. Especially when you had every opportunity to win that game. And you were winning that game. And I'm a Raiders fan, even Raiders Nation. Yeah, you heard me right. I love the history. I love the players. I love the attitude. I'm not going to mess with my camera right now, but huge Raiders fan. Always have been. Raiders Nation. Which is ironic since I'm in Kansas City and I am a diehard Chiefs fan, lifelong, lifetime, and it's okay. House divided? No, not really. I'm okay with it. I can accept certain things, but there again, I'm also very critical when it comes to other things. And basically, what I'm saying is, if one disappoints, then there's always that chance and hope for the other to come through, make you feel better about it. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's kind of the way it is. But I've always been a big fan of those two franchises, and that's never going to change.
Well, I actually thought that maybe we could, you and I could, get physical.
But not too physical, you know what I mean? We don't want to overdo it now. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm gonna fuck you till you die.
Well, there's always that too. I mean, it's an option. We can put that out there and see what happens with it. But, hopefully it doesn't have to come to that. Which, San Francisco has a chance to right the wrong of losing to the Cardinals by 1 point last week. Do I think they're going to come in to the Emerald City, which is an awful nickname in my opinion? I'm just saying.
You ever had your shit pushed in? Your shit pushed in.
Yeah, and San Francisco at the same time. So it's kind of like pick your poison. You can't really go San Francisco and Seattle. It's like, are you fighting for who has the better homeless population, or are you fighting on who's got the crazier population of liberal lunatics?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
That's what I'm talking about, Russell. And I don't disagree with you one bit. I was angry about it, and, this is how I felt.
Just trap! Pretty much anywhere. Fart! Dildo! Big titties! Shit! Shit hard!
And that's kind of the way that this game is going to go, I think. It's just going to be one of those games that it's fucking, excuse my language, but I don't really expect a great deal out of either one of these teams for the year in their division, respectfully. I personally picked Seattle to win. And as shameful as that is, I'm sorry. I didn't have a choice. It was between that and the 49ers. And you know what? Lesser of two evils.
Nate, how those chicken strips?
Fuck your chicken strips.
Go.
Fuck your chicken strips.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt when I was making these picks for this week. We're going to go over the picks of the week tomorrow, by the way. Don't think I'd forgotten about that. And remember, and I sometimes forget, maybe I'm a little crazy. Maybe I'm a lot crazy. Maybe I'm not crazy at all, and you guys are the crazy ones, and I'm the sane one. Ever think about that? Just saying. It's not beyond the realm of possibility.
So I'm sitting there, barbecue sauce on my titties.
You know what I'm saying? This is the kind of stuff that I got to put up with. This is normal. This is normal. I'm not saying it's normal for me, but this is the world we live in. This is what I got to cater to. I got to dumb things down in order to make sense to certain individuals. And I got to be entertaining, which is the purpose of this show. Entertainment, education, if you could find something educational out of any of this madness.
Hey, it's your boy, Skinny Penis.
There you go. That's your boy. Between Skinny Penis and my boy Skank, man, you can't go wrong. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about, homie?
You better quit playing with me. Rawr.
You know I wouldn't play with you, player. Come on now. All I'm saying is, you know, this little clip is going to pretty much summarize how the game, I think, is going to go tonight for both teams.
Yo, Parker, your ass is grass, man. Hey, Kraus, you want to party, huh? Say hello to my new buddies, boys. Hey, any of you women want to party or what?
Yeah. That's what's going to happen. It's just going to be a big party in the Emerald City and then San Francisco. Yeah, I picked the Seahawks. Don't hold that against me. Don't judge me. I don't need that in my life.
Hey, Opal, come here.
Screw you, Willie, your kinky ass. Last time I didn't shit right for a week.
No, it's not that. Just come here. I need to talk to you.
That's exactly the way I feel about it, too. And I'm not the only one. Because there's others out there that feel the same way about this matchup. We deserve better. I think we deserve better personally.
That's it, boy. Get in there nice and deep like.
When we go deep into these analytics, as we've proven, and I'll be honest with you guys, this has been a rough year for picks. Last year, I was on fire. This year, I'm a dumpster fire when it comes to some of these picks. And how much of that is my fault? Am I the one making these picks? Yes. Yes, I am, actually. But I base it on good information, analytics, statistics, things that I could look at, things that aren't going to lie. Numbers don't lie, okay? Numbers don't lie.
You don't negotiate with terrorists.
And I want that to be a constant reminder every time you listen to the show and you tune in. And I thank everybody for being a part of this, as always. Thank you. But yeah, I think that tonight's game, I think it's going to be a close game. I think it'll be an entertaining game any way it goes, just because they are division rivals. They do have an animosity towards one another. They're both competing for the Alphabet Championship and the absolute, I don't know what there is to be proud of when you have a homeless encampments, and that's not one of your priorities, is to better people's lives and their situations. But what do I know? I'm just a guy that puts on a show to entertain people, who essentially talks to myself and puts out clips that are absolutely obnoxious and it's sometimes distasteful. But you know what? That's okay, because it's funny to me. And if you don't like it, then you know what? That's okay too, because you don't have to watch. But, if you do, I really appreciate it.
Not observing quiet hours? Well, they can just suck my quiet cock!
That's right. Don't you forget it either. And now I'm going to go ahead and get on a few other things. We're going to talk real quick. We've got some action happening in preseason. Also, while it's fresh on my mind, for those of you that are tennis fans out there, we had Nadal, I believe, is retiring. And if I'm not mistaken, I did read that earlier. And, I actually played tennis, believe it or not. Yeah, that's right. It's been a while. It's been a while, but I was all right with it. And for those of you that follow tennis, he was a great guy to watch. And Rafael was fun. He's gonna end up after the Davis Cup Finals in November. So great career. He's gonna go ahead and see it through. It's been fun to watch. Those of you who follow tennis know who I'm talking about. And I wish him nothing but the best. I hope he enjoys retirement. He's deserved it. Thank you, new viewers. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We've been talking about the Thursday night football matchup. I've got the Seahawks taking out the 49ers. That's who I picked. And tomorrow's episode, we're going to go over the picks of the week and make sure that we get all those looked at and gone over in great detail so we don't miss anything out. And, we're gonna make sure that we touch on everything. So it might be a little bit longer of a show, but it'll be well worth it, I promise. So you just have to trust me.
Hey, you guys ever get horny?
Well, it depends on where you're going with this.
Gosh, I do, man.
Now, don't get horny for me. Get horny for the show tomorrow, because that's what we're going to talk about is this weekend's matchups. We've talked about the matchups for the baseball. We've talked about the matchups for tonight's game. We talked about who I like. Why we're not talking about the matchups for this weekend yet, because that gives you incentive and reason to tune in for tomorrow's show. Mental game. Dun, 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 dun. That's genius, right? Mental genius.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Well, that's the way you feel about it, and that's your opinion, and you're more than entitled to it. And you know what? That's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm man enough to deal with it. It doesn't bother me. I'm okay with it.
Miss Keisha. Miss Keisha. Oh my fucking god, she fucking dead.
Hey, Miss Keisha's fucking dead. Can't help you.
Is it real?
The fuck? The fuck? The fuck is in the air. The fuck? There's white shit everywhere.
And that white shit is not cocaine, according to those who are trying to say that the 80s, the 70s, and 90s, in no particular order, did not matter, because in basketball, we're just watching a bunch of dope fiends and cokeheads. Yeah. No. Not the facts. Not true. That is not at all what we saw. We had nothing but some of the greatest times in basketball history. And speaking of basketball, let's get into some NBA games that are coming up tonight, today, and we're going to get into this LeBron thing because this is funny stuff. I think it's hilarious, but yeah. Yesterday, what did we have yesterday? Yesterday we had the Knicks pretty much beat the I can't believe they did that to the Wizards. 117-94, New York. Of course, I believe they did that to the Wizards. Kidding me? The Spurs and Magic. By the way, everybody, Milton, you bastard, you no good son of a bitch. There's been a death toll already. My heart goes out. My condolences on behalf of the Angry Me production family and crew. God be with you out there in Florida. As a former Floridian, I lived in Orlando. Everything right now, the way that the hurricane is going, it's it's coming from the west, going east, because that's how hemispheres work, northern and southern hemispheres. But this isn't science class today, folks. All right, you want science? I'll give you science, but it's not going to be on this episode. That's my own channel, which you're more than welcome to subscribe to, but I'm not plugging it. Not here, not right now.
Hey, you guys ever get horny? Well, it depends on where you're going with this. Gosh, I do, man.
Yeah. So if you guys are interested, there is a link to my channel where I talk about different things that not only are sports related, but other things, conspiracy theories, politics, religion, controversial topics that'll, things like Bigfoot, the all-time champion of hide and seek. And I'll tell you, like I said, I don't want to get off in the woods because we're talking sports on this channel. And that's what we're going to stick to with my interjections of little things here and there that I've added in. And I hope that you're enjoying those things as you see them pop up here and there. It's fun for me, and I think that ultimately you guys are getting a little kick out of it too.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
Nah, we're not tripping, Russ. Just relax. Just take it easy, okay? Some people like this. A lot of people do, okay, Russ? Just relax.
Big man with a briefcase. What do you think? You're better than me?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. But like I said, we've got so much stuff going on sports-wise. Last night, aside from that, and back to Milton, the Spurs bested the Magic, got them by 20 points, 97-107. But like I said, when you got a hurricane, it's doing terrible things to your state, very bigly bad. Okay? Bigly bad things. OT yesterday between the Thunder and the Rockets, but the Rockets ended up playing a complete game and beating the Thunder. And once again, that was an overtime. Also yesterday, the Warriors beat the Kings. 122-112 was the final in that matchup. Tonight's games in basketball, we've got the Pacers visiting the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's in Ohio. Okay. The only good thing about Ohio, other than the Kelseys and New Heights podcast, I can't think of a whole lot other than the golden age of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Larry Nance, Brad Daugherty, Mark Price, Greg Elo, and other great players that aren't named LeBron James. Also, tonight's games are going to include the Hornets going to Memphis to face the Grizzlies. That's at 7. The Jazz are going to go to Tejas to face the Mavericks. Hopefully, we see a good game there. I'm looking forward to it. I think that's going to be a good one. I've got NBA League Pass, so I get to watch all these at my own leisure. And since I don't have a whole lot to do in way of doing nothing but playing on the internet and making videos and going live every day, all day, every day at 2 o'clock, I'm going to be here. I'm not going anywhere. And with you guys, we're going to make this the greatest, funniest, funnest sports show, talk show, entertainment show, whatever you want to call it, show in the universe.
You better quit playing with me. Rawr.
Arr. I wouldn't do that to you, bro. You know this, man. Come on.
Yo, Parker, your ass is grass, man. Hey, Grouse, you want to party, huh? Say hello to my new buddies, boys. Hey, any of you women want to party or what?
You don't negotiate with terrorists.
And that's just... And that's never going to change. I want you to know that. Those negotiations will not change. What negotiations?
I'm gonna fuck you till you die.
That's right. That's right, guys. And then tomorrow's games we'll go over tomorrow. I will say that due to Milton's awful ass, the Magic are not going to be playing tomorrow. That game has been canceled, and it was against the Pelicans, so we will not be seeing the Magic play tomorrow. Thanks, Milton. You know, good hurricane. And I wish everybody down there in Florida and everybody that's affected by the hurricane to seek shelter, to get help if you haven't already, and to make sure that you stay as safe as humanly possible while this is all going on. And please take advantage, and I don't mean advantage, but make sure that the federal government, which we support with our tax dollars, is doing what they're supposed to do with helping out and helping the people that need it the most. So hurricanes, very serious stuff. I live in Florida. Like I said, I lived in Orlando for a number of years. I went to high school in Orlando, and I still have a lot of friends in Orlando. And, you know, I wish that everybody gets through this. I know there's been some casualties already. It's very unfortunate, very sad. And I hope that everybody gets the help that they need, whether it comes from the federal agencies, whether it comes from neighbors, whether it comes from family, friends, whatever the case may be. I want everybody to be sure that they are as safe as possible during this time where we all need to be. We need to understand we're all Americans. We're all in this together. And, you know, we need to help each other out and show everybody why we're the greatest country on the planet. And when things get tough, the tough come together. We don't get going unless it's to get going to help one another out. Now, the final thing I want to talk about. LeBron James is complaining about a preseason game that he's got to travel 28 million miles to because he's paying for it, right? To play the Bucks in a preseason game. Okay, that game, by the way, is tonight. LeBron's complaining about it, and correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't LeBron a basketball player? Isn't he like supposed to be like the GOAT basketball player in some people's warped minds? Isn't that what the story is? Because like the greats, like Michael Jordan, for example, and I don't want to put Michael Jordan in any kind of category with LeBron James because LeBron James does not deserve to be in the same category with Michael Jordan. I'll give you an example. Let's say that, okay, here we go. Michael Jordan, LeBron James. Let's say that LeBron James and Michael Jordan were comparing the two and contrasting them. Would you want something that will only be 40% effective 4 out of 10 times? And that's not very efficient. That's not really something that's reliable, as opposed to something that's going to be 6 for 6. Let's say LeBron and Michael Jordan are both vibrators, and you're buying yourself a vibrator. Do you want a vibrator that's guaranteed to get you off as a female, of course, not as a male, and do it in 6 minutes or less, guaranteed every time, all the time? Or do you want to take your chances with something that's going to work 40% of the time and it's going to take longer to get that result, that climax, if you know what I mean? Another example, let's say that you go out with a girl and you go out with her 6 times. I would say woman. I apologize. I'm not going out with girls or women anymore because I'm married for 20 plus years. That's the gray. I'm only 18. If you're doing math, you can tell that that was a joke. I've been married for 20 plus years, or ship. How long have I been married? I got married in 07. I'm crazy. Sorry. I'm going on 18 years of marriage. I've been with my wife since 2000. Long day. Long day. Lot of going on. A lot of things. So let's say that I go out with a girl and 6 times I go out with her, and 6 times I'm going all the way. Now let's say I go out with a girl 10 times. And out of those 10 times, I'm only getting lucky 4 times, and I got to work harder. It's like I got to work extra hard. I got to play that 7th game to get to where I wanted to be by going all the way, as opposed to, hey, I'm 6 for 6 on this. I'm knocking this pussy out the box. I'm over here, Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa, Babe Ruth style with the pussy. There used to be a time before I was married when I was funny. My dad, he told me I should have been a comedian, but he said, you ought to probably be funny before you try that. I said, that's probably a pretty good idea. I think it's pretty important to be humorous if you're going to be a comedian. But with that, at the same time, you got to be honest and realize that at one point in time, I used to be able to joke and laugh my way into a position of getting laid. Because growing up, I was in a position to where we didn't have the technology and we weren't glued to it. So we had to converse and we had to sit there and talk to people and not be able to just stay on our phones and our little zone and not be able to talk to anybody. No, I used to be able to converse. I could still do it with women, with men. Not that I ever wanted to sleep with a man. Not my flavor. Not my flavor at all.
Little boy, you got a sick and twisted world perspective.
No, you're misunderstanding me, Prince Valiant. I mean, if you were another sheep, would you fuck a sheep if you were another sheep?
Oh, since you put it that way, you bet your ass I would.
Motherfucker ain't one of us, he said he'd fuck a sheep! Wait, no! Be a dirty sheep fucker!
Yeah.
I love this place. Where are you from again?
Norway.
Freak! I hear great things about it.
Holy shit, it's Bigfoot!
So how'd you end up here?
I had a pituitary gland procedure at UCLA Medical Center, and I just fell in love with the people here.
Hey, keep it in the circus!
You know, this place has gone way downhill. What do you say we go somewhere else?
That's a huge bitch!
And I'm back. And I'm back. So I hope that between putting this out in terms that I think the younger generation could understand more clearly, that because right now, I don't know how else to explain that this person that you are so enamored by, you guys are like fanatics and extremists when it comes to like LeBron fans. They're really like fanatics and extremists. They remind me of kind of like World War II. You know what I'm saying? Like the closer you got to the middle of the shit storm that we call Berlin, the closer you got to getting to Berlin in Nazi Germany, the more fanatics, the more crazies, the more extremists. I mean, I'm not calling them terrorists. I'm not saying LeBron fans are terrorists. I'm just saying that they have a very small window that they've watched this game and have absolutely little to no true perspective on all the people that have come before and have laid the groundwork for LeBron to do what LeBron has been able to do for the past 20 plus years, which is underachieve and underwhelm. That's being honest. Let me tell you, I'll tell you like this, and I'll leave it like this. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, all right? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, one of my favorite players. I watched Kareem play. I watched Kareem help the Lakers to 5 championships, okay? I watched this. I saw this. I watched Kareem in the twilight of his years as a player, and he also, by the way, played for. Okay, this is also what I'm saying. Like, you guys are making it sound like LeBron's the only guy that's ever played for longer than 20 years and was able to accomplish a lot. Well, Kareem, even before he got in the NBA, Kareem won 3 straight championships. 3 straight championships with UCLA, with the Bruins. Yeah, the Bruins. UCLA. He won 3 straight championships. 3 straight championships. And they didn't let the man dunk. He could not dunk. That's where the skyhook came from. He had to make his own shot, and he realized it because they realized how good he was, so he had to incorporate and make his own shot. You understand what I'm trying to explain to you here? He had to go through that on top of the fact that when he was in college, when he was in his early career with the Bucks, he was also right there in the middle of a time where racial tension was a lot more prevalent than what it is now. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know what it's like to be a black man, but I can tell you what it's like to be a Soviet immigrant Jew all day long. But that's on my channel, which I'm not putting a plug in for right now, though you can find a description and a link to it in this channel description that's on YouTube currently. And I have to say that because I'm streaming to 8 different places right now. So, excuse me, 9 different places right now. So I apologize that I lose track of things at times. And whether you're tuning in on YouTube or Twitter or Twitch or Kick or Rumble or Locals or Instagram or Facebook or wherever you're tuning in from, I thank you again. You guys make this channel. I'm here every day for you guys, not only because I want to do this because I enjoy doing it, but because you guys make it fun for me to do it as well. And I thank you very much. And I thank the Angry Me crew as well for letting me be a part of the team and do what I do. And just so you know, some background on the Angry Me guys. Johnny and Chris are both former Army. They are, they're veterans. Dave is also former military. He was deployed overseas. He's a hero too. Now I know what you're thinking. Did I forget what branch of the military Dave was in? No, I did not. Dave was a chef. Some call it a cook. He might have been nicknamed Cookie for all I remember. And no, not saying that he was or wasn't. I'm just saying that it could have happened. I would have called him Cookie. And not in a weird way. Do I need to make an example again? Mm-hmm.
You ever had your shit pushed in? Your shit pushed in. Simple question. Nah? No. Had my shit pushed in.
Oh, yeah, man. I had my shit pushed in, bro. Big time.
Yeah, none of that's ever happened to anybody in the Angry Me Productions. So I just want to make that clear. None of that happened in the military to anybody that is on the crew. And I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew that. And yeah, so Dave was in the military. He was in the Navy. He was a chef in the Navy. You guys ever seen Under Siege 2 with Steven Seagal when he was a chef, a cook? Well, Dave was nothing like that at all. Dave was not like that at all. I think he primarily stuck to making sure everybody was fed, which is important, especially if you're hungry. I think everybody knows what it's like to be hungry. It's important to have somebody that's there to cook for you. And that's an actual job. Yes, that's a job. That is a career. And he made it his career. And to this day, I don't know what he does for a living. I've never asked. Now I feel bad about it. Dave, I'm sorry. I want to find out what you do. And I'm going to tell everybody tomorrow. And we're all going to find out what you do, Dave. And I have my guess. I don't want to guess. But I know, you work 410s, if I'm not mistaken. So I forgot what you do. I can't believe it. But I know it's important. I know you don't work at like a Raising Cane's or anything like that. Nothing fucking, you don't work at Raising Cane's. I know that for sure. You don't work at Popeyes or churches.
Nate, how those chicken strips? Fuck your chicken strips. Go. Fuck your chicken strips.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not ringing a bell. But guys, listen, thank you as always for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of me. We're going on 1 week tomorrow as I've been doing this, and I really enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoy it. Keep it up as far as the watches. If you guys want to be a part of this and have a conversation about whether it be football or basketball or boxing, I could speak to with no problem at all. I can keep up with the best of them. I'm not telling you this because I'm tooting my own horn and pat myself on the back. I'm telling you this because it's true, and I'm confident, not cocky, when it comes to it. Now, that is going to be up for you guys to determine, and I'm not opposed to discussing other things. But as far as speaking to baseball, Johnny and the boys are better than I am when it comes to that. Hopefully I can stay awake long enough this coming Monday to be on the panel, which also brings me to my next point. If any of you guys want to ever come on the show, I can put you on. If you don't want to go on camera, keep your camera off. I can just put you on a mic. You want to contribute, you want to step in anytime you want, no problem. I have no issue with that at all. And as far as speaking to baseball, I could speak to AL Central. I could speak to Royals. But anything else baseball-wise, I could speak old baseball. I could speak old baseball. Baseball my era. Being closer to 50 makes it a lot easier to do when I was watching it and playing it as opposed to now where I primarily just focus on one squad and then really get involved with it more so once it comes into October for obvious reasons. So that's my take on baseball. But anytime you guys want to come on and have a panel type discussion or chime in, you're more than welcome to. We start every day at 2:00, and that's not going to change. Let me check something here real quick. Bear with me.
I came here to talk to you.
Good. I'm sick of the goddamn whiners at this school.
I'm sick of whiners too. And as I get ready to call it a day, as far as this goes, I'm going to go ahead and play a couple of outros and let you guys know that I have poor vision and I can't see everything that I'm doing right now, and I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry. Let me see what this was because I can't see.
Hey! You guys ever get horny? Well, it depends on where you're going with this. Gosh, I do, man.
Only we're talking about sports, and that's it. And in the immortal and the wise words of one of my two homies, remember what this man says.
Hey, it's your boy, Skinny Penis.
You better quit playing with me. Rawr.
And it's been another fun time with all you guys and gals and everybody else here. Please subscribe, share, like, and notify. We'll be back tomorrow going over the weekend's games and this afternoon's games, which, you know, if they started, I don't remember if they did or not, but let me check real quick. If the baseball game, nope. They did not start till later. Nothing's going on yet, guys. So we'll talk about it more tomorrow. But thank you all again very much. It's always been an honor. It will always be an honor, and it will become even more of an honor as we continue to grow. And remember, LeBron fans are the same guys that cry before, during, and after sex. And that's a known fact. So keep that in mind when you talk to them. This is Max, and I'm out. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.